Humans are the main cause of climate change. Surprisingly, their report indicates that the rise in air temperatures has slowed, but greenhouse gases are profoundly changing the
The
oceans.
extent and severity of this bleaching is off the chart.
The more carbon dioxide, the higher the acidity. Initially, scientists welcomed this absorption of carbon dioxide by the oceans because they believed it would reduce CO2 concentrations in the atmosphere. But as the ocean's taking carbon dioxide, now the question for scientists is how much is too
Whole
much?
food chains, economies in this country, even in the United States, billions of dollars rely on fisheries. Ocean acidification threatens the very basic food chains of our ocean.
Ocean acidification, or the evil twin of climate change.
The ocean is truly a gem, and it's safe to say it's the only one we're ever going to get. And yet, we exploit it and ravage it for our own personal gain. This can change with your help. The most overlooked problem has to be pollution, and it can be found far and wide. But what we can do to focus on is really crack down on the process of ocean acidification. Ocean acidification is a decrease in ocean pH from increased carbon intake in the ocean. Good job.
Ocean acidification doesn't just affect salmon, but it also affects other aquatic organisms.
Salmon is just one of many species being affected by ocean acidification.
Like in the Pacific Ocean, acidification causes the decrease of other fish, squid, and shrimp, leading to the decrease of multiple aquatic organism colonies.
Ocean acidification therefore affects local salmon in the PMW just as much as anywhere else.
This is Issaquah Creek, and this place is affected just as much as anywhere else due to runoff from the ocean, causing the chemistry from this river to change. Ecology in the state of Washington. The ocean acidification in the Puget Sound is not only affecting us, it's affecting all the nutrient and pollution inside the area.
$69.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What can be done to prevent carbon sinks from being overwhelmed? Well, one step is creating new carbon sinks, like trees. Trees are one of the best carbon sinks because they're easy to plant and can do a lot of help. You want trees to have a long life in general and are thicker like oak, but these will work just fine. Tree number 2.
Preston Warner's tree. P-Dub.
Break up the roots so it can grow easier.
Yep.
And you want to get some soil.
Put it more straight up. It's kind of tilting.
Stuff on your right. There we go.
Much better.
Kind of ideal.
Look at it. They're twins.
Yes, they are.
Get some over here.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
Yeah, a little over here. Good.
There. Oops. Weeds. Okay. Now you want to pat down the tree.
Come over here. There's a little gap right here.
Maybe just right there. Put the weeds out.
Yup.
There we go. And then you want to pat down.
Pull it down.
Secure the whole root base under the soil. And just like that, helps with ocean acidification Great for the environment. Absorbs all the carbon. Perfect.
Me and Preston Warner, fellas. As soon as ocean acidification goes away, you know who to call. You know who to call.
They might think, why is all this necessary? Especially since there are so many smart scientists trying to combat such a widespread problem. But they alone can't stop ocean acidification. It takes a lot of people together to stop a problem this big, especially since, according to Times Magazine, this is the most acidic our ocean has been in 300 million years. That means if we let this go on for much longer, there won't be any animals in the PNW at all. Not our salmon, not our trout, or our bass. And we would cease to have the things in the PNW that make it the Pacific Northwest. As of recently, the effects of ocean acidification have already been spotted in the PNW, specifically in the shell farming industry, where local shellfish farmers have seen less matured and more dead shellfish as time goes on. Farmers such as Bill Dewey, who was interviewed on the Tastemakers YouTube channel, shown here.
Is absorbed by the ocean. It makes the ocean more acidic. It forms this carbonic acid. But more importantly, part of that chemical reaction is it reduces the availability of carbonate ions, which are what the shellfish we grow build their shells out of.
Oh.
So they're struggling to build their shells. And we didn't understand this. In the first 48 hours, all of our larvae were dead and laying on the bottom of the tank. We'd take them and look at them under our microscope and say, well, yep, they're dead, but that's all we can.
We see cases of ocean acidification affecting more than just one area of our region, of shellfish farming, which simply demonstrates the large and dangerous scale that this problem is coming to, shown by the Ocean Conservancy YouTube channel when they demonstrate the effects it's having on Washingtonians, shown here.
We have certainly seen an impact. I mean, in the hatchery, there have been seed failure years. In the early years when this was happening, it was very perplexing to our hatchery workers. They didn't know why they were having failures. Through working with scientists and researchers, we've just started to get a handle on what's going on and how to test for it.
Ocean acidification is it's a change in seawater chemistry that makes it less friendly to many organisms.
It's just like if you've ever had a fish tank or an aquarium and you have to keep all the chemical and the pH balances just so. We've now reached a point along the Pacific coast where we're out of balance.
So now that you see how such a detrimental part of the ecosystem humans live in is already being destroyed by something that can be prevented, you have to think, will we be the generation that lets aquatic life go extinct? Or will we clean up our own mess? I leave that for you to decide.